another guy that kind of gets brought up a lot, and we just saw him the other night, and you talk about Noel on Detroit. Detroit's got young. They got Jalen Duren. They got Marvin Bagley. They're not looking for centers or anything like that. Orlando, neither are they. Bamba does not. He's getting pushed out for playing time. Why would they be looking for a center? You could kind of make the argument that Charlotte kind of wants to get younger a little bit at the center position. And while it wouldn't be the most ideal option for Charlotte, it kind of seemed plausible in the offseason for a second there. And it would work out in just a straight up trade. I don't know how realistic it is, but Mason Plumlee for Rashawn Holmes, I think someone pointed out on Twitter. I kind of shrugged and went like, if Charlotte wanted to do that, I mean, I think Plumlee is not ideal, but I think he kind of fit in. I think he'd be a net positive in the backup role. I think he's a solid player. Obviously, he would just be for this season. And I think that if you take the standpoint that Queta could be the backup center a year from now, well, then like Plumlee's that perfect stopgap guy, So that becomes interesting. Again, I don't know. There's no reports attached to that. But I know that Charlotte does want to kind of look at it, get a different look at center, maybe a younger one. I mean, they drafted Mark Williams, but I think he's hurt right now. So I don't know. Something to think about, right?
Yeah, I mean, Plumlee would be good. He's averaging 9.8 points, 9.3 rebounds, almost a double-double guy. Definitely. So, I mean, based off of that alone, it's a guy who's down low, battling. Not too sure about his defense. Not like a big Mason Plumlee follower, but I mean, if you can somehow snag him, like, I don't think he can hurt at all. Like, I think the Kings just really need a big body down there and someone who can play adequate defense. If Plumlee can offer that, I think I don't have too much to say about Plumlee just because I don't know his game too much, even though we just watched him a couple nights ago. But if he can provide that for the Kings, then yeah, I'm all for it, really. Wait, what's his contract situation?
I think he's making about the same as Holmes, or like I think he's making $9 million as well. I looked at it earlier. Could pull it up.
Okay. I mean, Plumlee would be awesome. He's a guy who would be grabbing rebounds too. And like I said, just battling down low. So I wouldn't mind Plumlee. I feel like I would need to look a little more into him though.
He's making the cap hit is $9 million.
Oh, okay.
Well, and I think it did work in the trade machine as just a straight up trade with Holmes, but I don't know how realistic that scenario is. But
yeah, I don't either.
I think we were pointing to though. I think he would just as a guy that can integrate. I mean, like we're talking about Nerlens Noel being able to do that. I think Plumlee is equally as able to do that. I mean, obviously he's not as athletic as Nerlens Noel, but I think in terms of mirroring Sabonis defensively, like Plumlee can do that. You get some good coaching on him, probably integrate pretty decently on that side of the ball, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you could plug in decently here.
Yeah. Again, it's just like how realistic is it? How feasible is it? And is Charlotte really looking at not necessarily even they'd probably be fine moving on from Plumlee. They don't have any kind of future attachment to him. Mm-hmm. But it's like, does Charlotte actually want to? I mean, Holmes is not giving anybody any reason to put him on the floor.
Yeah.
So that kind of becomes almost the wall there from Plumlee.